those are the questions we're going to answer. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's get to the nasty, nasty. What's up, dude? Was he a puppet or the puppet master? What a great question. He, I've listened to him talk. I think he's just nerdy enough to probably sell it. I don't think he's that slick. I don't think he's that smart. I think he was the fall guy. He's the goat. That's why he's still walking around. What are we 10 days away from the man cleaning out what $32 billion, $50 billion, something like that worth of funds, and just sitting in the Bahamas in his massive house, chilling, walking around, having street tacos, kind of shit. Yeah, no, you don't. That he was the scapegoat. He was handed that. He was the face, and they picked the perfect nerdy dorky ass looking face. But I just don't. I don't buy that he was like, oh, he was all this was alone. No, this dude, there was a larger script in the background of people playing this game. I promise you. Um, Sam Bankman-Fried's garbage, but he was used. Yeah, absolutely. You're right. He was used by a larger entity, and my conspiracy type theories are telling me it's something bigger than that. Like you can't tell me that some hedge funds invested insane amounts of money and did no due diligence to find out, like, hey, that this kid's running this shit from a bedroom in a house in the Bahamas with some of his friends. Yeah, come on now. Yeah, let's let a hedge fund here take $250 million, and then you got Tom Brady. You would think Tom Brady, of all people, would have a guy. You know what I'm saying? We assume Tom Brady has a guy that goes, Tom, I'm going to do due diligence. I know you don't have time, bro, but before you put your money in something, I'm going to go check into this shit. I'm going to do some private eye stuff and find out what's going down before you dump $650 million into something, Tommy boy. And nobody did the research. Nobody cared. But you let some slouchy, fat fucking a t-shirt and a big fro of unwashed hair come in and is like, yeah, this guy seems legit, bro. Let's get him all of our money. Tell him to manage this. Let's do some crazy shit. Let's put it in crypto with this guy. No, no, there was so much more. Yeah, they were told they could get him out of it. Man, they're told that he was dumb enough that he could be ripped. I mean, I would not be surprised if we don't find out that somehow he's connected to some foreign entities in some countries that we're not pleased with, and that money's been funneled back to that person or state. I wouldn't doubt it at all. At all. And there's so much more. There's the fact that he's walking around is telling me everything I need to know. He's not in jail. And it also goes to show you, look at financial crimes, they don't care. They don't care about anybody. I know, isn't that crazy? Like, the records just don't exist. Like, Tom Brady walked up and pulled 650 million out of his pocket in cash and just like slid it to him like, hey bro, I'm in for real. I do these commercials. Let's flip this. No, man, there's something bigger afoot. And it'll come out eventually. But here's the thing. Here's what it's kind of cool though. What did it do to Bitcoin really? We had a price slide, but what has it done to Bitcoin really? Over the last hoo-ha, whatever. Really? I mean, okay, so We fell from 21,000 and we're still just skirting along. I mean, that is a big, big news driven event. That is a big disaster to get what? That? The biggest scam in the world. Okay, so to put it in perspective, people who watch this later or watching it now don't realize it. So the FTX collapse and this scam, it makes Enron and WorldCom look like petty children that stole a stick of gum from a gas station. That's how big this is. That's how much money and how many different entities that it was involved that's trickled down to, that's destroying the industry. Yeah, thanks. Now you can't have a receipt. You just got to trust me on this one. I'll put it in my nappy fro and carry it back. Oh my God! I got out of FTX like I think the minute it was available. Like it beforehand. I'm trying to forget who was it. It was FTX bought them, and it just turned into FTX. It was some little like Blockfolio, BlockFi, somebody, whoever it was. I was out of it. I mean, I might have had $9 in there. I think that's what I figured out. I was like, nah, it's just not I'm not in Gemini. I tried that. There's probably 10 or $20 in that. And I didn't like it. Not my thing. So the next big players to fall they're stumbling right now. They are tripping. They got up in the middle of the night. The lights were off already. They're stumbling downstairs to get a drink of water, and one of them's fixing to fall down the stairs and is not getting back up again. So we got to worry, is Gemini going to fall? Genesis is probably definitely gone. You go ahead and crank that shit over. Genesis is done. Gemini, the Winklevi, they're kind of in a precarious spot. You got the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which supposedly has 615 million Bitcoin in its under its custodial powers, which I believe Coinbase is their custodial dude, maybe. So, like with the coin now, I am 2 degrees separated from the CEO of Coinbase. Flat out, going to tell you that right now. I got a guy that's his guy. Like that's their. If I wanted it, like if I wanted to push that favor, if I wanted to push a favor and burn a big favor, I could call my dude, and he patched me through to the owner of Coinbase and get him on the phone or get him on the podcast. But I'm not ready to burn that favor. One, I don't give a rat's ass. It doesn't impress me. You're just a dude who has a job too. But Coinbase is going to have to. I mean, I know they're publicly traded, and they've made that statement already on Twitter. Yeah, Coinbase kind of custodians everybody's crap. You're right, absolutely right. But the problem with that is, yeah, you report quarterly. They don't report every move they make every day. I want to know what's in there right this second, not what you need a couple weeks to scrape together to make it legit. Let's see what the comment says. Thanks, blah, blah. Yeah, BTC long percent. Give me a break. Yeah. The Enron bankruptcy guy took over and was like, this is the biggest shit show I've ever seen. It's worse than Enron. Yeah. That's never good. But all that money, here's the thing. All that money is somewhere. That money wasn't lost. It wasn't eaten up to price deflation of the FTT token. No. That money is somewhere. Every last dime of it is somewhere. It doesn't disappear like this. It's not like he took billions of dollars, bought his own token, price goes down, he sells for loss. That's not how this is not what's playing out. This is not what happened to FTT. What's happening to these exchanges is the exchanges, to try to deal with regulation, they're only making their money on fees. They're trading products. During a bear market, trading almost ceases. People lose enough on the initial 50% dump. people stop trading. People panic and they're just trying to hold and conserve what they got. So you look up and you have no trading fees for months, years at a time. You got to pay your bills. You've put everything you got into running this company and building it and growing it during the bull market, which you should be doing this during the bear market, so the bull market's easy. And then comes along the point that people panic and there's always a bank run. So they turn around and it's like, we've got to show shareholders, we've got to show investors profit. So then they want to leave the numbers you see on the screen. Oh, I have this many Bitcoin, crazy, or this many XRP. They take your cash value and they're putting it in riskier assets. They're trying to make big trades to manipulate the market to generate trading. A big cascade fall or a big pump is artificially done to generate trading. Several studies have come out that the way Bitcoin is designed, the way it's distributed is you shouldn't have your pumps of 5% or more. You should only see one every 14 months. That's the scalability behind it of what should happen. But then you're seeing 14, 20, 40, 25%. You're seeing massive runs up and down, which are being artificially manipulated to generate frenzies. So therefore you, Joe Blow, goes, oh, I hear it's crashing, let's sell and get our money out. Or I hear it crashing, let's buy. They're generating activity. So users will create fees. When the manipulation doesn't work and people are holding through 5-10% pumps and 8 and 10% dumps, that's not good. So a trading platform has to come out of somewhere and do something, and they get desperate and they start doing risky shit. Yeah, it's all manipulated. So this needed to happen. It needed to happen. And guess what? It needs to happen again. Grayscale needs to go down. Gemini needs to go down. I wish Binance would go down because I hate Binance. I don't give a shit what happens to the price. These bad actors have to go down in bear markets. They have to weed out the weak ones, the frauds. But what helps the argument for crypto and Bitcoin in general is when stuff like this happens, and we've said it, and they have a day once a year, not your keys, not your crypto. Okay? It's cool to have a little bit of stuff on exchange and try to trade with, but majority of your crypto wealth needs to be held in a wallet, a ledger. It needs to be under your control with your keys. There's no access by anyone else on the internet. It doesn't. You got to keep that off there. People can't take what they can't get to. So I'm still a little sick and coughing, I guess. You have to excuse me on that. The whiskey is clearing it right up, though. But anyway, that's it for. I mean, I'm kind of done with this shit. We got to wait till the next shoe drops. It's coming. This usually signifies the end of, towards the end of a bear market is when you start seeing coins go to zero, exchanges and big time crypto people dropping like flies. When shit gets insane and everybody starts screaming, it's dead, the industry's dead, that's usually a turning point in the bottom. That's when you want to get crazy and start buying. It happens time after time after time. I've already seen this. I've already watched cryptos go to zero. I've watched exchange platforms tank and get shut down. I mean, come on. A matter of fact, Binance US is a product of this happening to Binance years ago. Of Binance illegally operating for United States customers. And it just destroyed everybody when it happened. No, it didn't. It's all garbage. So here is Bitcoin on the daily. Like I said, to me, that's nothing. If they're making it such a major story, which it's all fraud anyway, we're talking about 27%. It's not that market moving. And honestly, on the daily, it kind of looks like it was setting up for a little more positive price action. Like a retest of this blue line here, which is, if we zoom out, long-term trend line. Go here on the weekly. It kind of looks like we're going to need to come back up and test that. Maybe break back through it and chase down that 200 moving average. And you see, we've done it before. Look right there. We got under it and test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we tested it for 6 or 7 weeks and got back above it. Which, here's the awesome part. Here's your bear market. Okay, you blow off tops, bear market. We got under that 200-day moving average and stayed under it for quite a while. Matter of fact, I'll tell you for how long. Once we closed a candle under it, it was 392 days before we closed a candle back above it. Right at a year-ish. Okay? We closed above it, but then we dipped again. We dipped below it just for a little while again. A little retest right here. But we're going to go back and see where we're at now. How do you not see the similarities? See our tops? Look, it keeps happening again and again. We just never could push the price down except right there to really tap that line. But here we are again. Same thing. Oh, and we're below it. So right now we are in the ballpark of the day closed below it. We're still below it. We're 322 days in. Kind of starting to see that we're getting closer to that just over a year to 16 months kind of thing. What did we have on our last bear cycle? We closed below it. And before we got back, 378 days before we got back it and made huge gains, okay? Then we dipped, a secondary dip below it. Easily going to happen again. So we're still so early in this cycle, guys. We probably have another 60, 80 days to get our ass back above this line, this moving average. Yeah. So you got time to buy. Don't panic. We probably got a little lower price. But it's holding up for some odd reason in the middle of nowhere so well. I feel like it's looking like if we're going to go down here and test the 14K to 12K range, it's probably going to wick down quickly over a day or so and then be right back up in the mix of things. But that's it. Bitcoin's up 2.5% today. Garbage. Nobody cares. Dogecoin doing what Dogecoin does. And Dogecoin looks stronger than most of the crap in the markets. You want to look at the weekly here on the Doge. Look what we've done. I mean, we had a breakout. And then it came right back down. But we're testing that 200-day moving average as support, guys. Look, we're trying to stay above it. We're fighting hard to stay above it on the weekly. We're losing that positive momentum, but that can come right back with this daily. Look at this. Look how we're just kissing it and bouncing right back up. That's a positive sign. Ethereum looks like awful, but if you're in my Discord, I've been saying it last week or so. We need to short everything. I think we've got one more nasty little dumperoozy down to 14K, 12K, and then we'll consolidate sideways for a while. At that point, you don't really want to be trading. You want to kind of, if you can catch that short down there to it, that's great. Then you want to wait. You want to be accumulating like the composite operator at the bottom of a range. And once you get your bags filled, then it's time to wait. It's time to be patient. Not all this crazy 5,000x leverage and trying that crap. So that's what we got going on with the crypto space. It is what it is. We can look at some of the other stuff. Dow Jones here. You got to start being wary. You got to. This is the daily on the Dow Jones. Everybody that you're going to hear on TV is screaming about bottoms and market reversals. It's a double bottom. Okay. Okay, when you get wrecked, we'll see. Look at the Dow Jones. Yeah, we had a breakout. Okay, there's one. Did we make a higher high yet? No, we haven't. Right now, we're showing like rejection. 1, 2, 3. We've got to do something with some follow through. The Dow Jones is above the 200. Great. We've broken out of the triangle. The descending wedge thing, broadening wedge. Great. But we haven't made this higher high yet. We got to close a candle above it. to really start talking about a reversal of trend, because you're in just a nasty spot. What it really looks like to me is we're going to have a double top, boom, boom. We had a little W pattern, double top, and I don't know why we wouldn't come back down maybe somewhere around here and retest the 32 range, the 3,000 range before we can say that. Because look how many times the Dow Jones has done similar macro double top type things. It does it a lot. So don't get all excited yet. I mean, just look at your positive momentum. Look at it failing on the daily. It's kind of pointing that there's going to be downside. Let's look at the weekly. We're not showing any loss of it yet, but at some point it needs to. It's going to have to. We can't just go straight up forever. DXY, yeah, let's look at the DXY. I just had to show you the Dow. Everything else is still garbage. The Dow is just one of those that's on a rip right now, but it's because of what it is. The industrials are having their day in the sun because the big tech leaders are just dead. They're just dead. They're not doing anything. We're not getting a whole lot of more downward. They're kind of consolidating. Your NASDAQ is still getting rejected from a historical trend line, a 100-year type. Look how long this goes back, man. Come on. I mean, and it's getting rejected right there. So it is what it is. We'll look at the S&P. Same thing. Still no breakout yet. We're trying to show some kind of W pattern, but I think we're going to end up losing that momentum. Let's look at we're losing it on the daily. We're probably going to get smacked down at this 200-day moving average, would be my expectations. The dollar, your favorite thing. Uranium. We'll look at uranium too. Yeah, I ain't looked at uranium before. We'll check it out though. I don't mess with metals a whole lot. DXY. Called it. We all been calling it. We've talked about it in Discord. We've been talking about it for weeks. We've had this drawn. We was expecting a test at the bottom. If it broke, we called right here to 104, and we still can get back down there. But it's just right now. It's just technically back testing an area that's been historic support and resistance before. What I'm thinking we're going to get faked out on, where everybody's going to get just their clock cleaned, is this right here. This is the daily. Look what we got going on here. This is pretty brutal. If you want to go right there, I mean that's hidden bullish divergence going on right here. That higher low, and then triple or quadruple MACD hidden bullish divergence going on. I think we could get a big surprise, and this dollar takes another rip. Now, we don't have to make higher highs, but we could get another rip back up here to test the 110, 112 range. We're sitting at 107 right now. It all could fall through, and the bottom drop out absolutely, and stocks go wild. Oh, it's all done, but we've got data coming out tomorrow. We've got Feds talking their crazy mess coming soon. You just cannot be too positive of a direction yet. That's really what it comes down to. You just can't be positive anything. We're just now on the 4 hour losing all of our positive momentum, starting to go negative. So we could come back down, double test this right here as a bottom, and take a little rip then. But it's just, we're kind of very, very, very obscure in a strange spot right now. I wouldn't trust anything either way right now. We need some confirmations that we don't have quite yet. The Grayscale Bitcoin Trust looks awful, guys. This is looking terrible. I don't know why we don't come back down to like $4. Anyway, from 503 down to 380. It's on the table. If that happens, you're talking about a Bitcoin price somewhere in that $12,000 range. What is our ticker we're looking for on uranium, sir? Since you requested it. Uranium energy sectors. Futures. You want to look at the uranium futures? UX1. It'll probably tell us everything you need to know. On the weekly, kind of working on some upward sloping head and shoulders stuff. We're losing positive momentum. Let's look on the daily. Nothing real exciting yet. It's not a lot of movement on. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. It's just not a lot of movement. It doesn't. It had a bottom where we've started coming up. We're testing crazy levels of trading right there right now. Oh, look, we got some spammy. My private photo here, free, sexfind.biz. What? Did I just... Oh, shit. I just advertised for sexfinders.biz. My bad. But my question is, did the spammer click the like, subscribe, and are they following me? Like, they need to get thrown out. They need to be reported, sure. But I'm going to ask every scammer that tries to come into my channel and pump some crazy scam. Yeah, I want to see you. You got to sign up first. Come on now. Click the like and subscribe. Help a brother out while you trying. And I might look the other way, especially if it's something cool you're trying to scam. I mean, my private photos here. It doesn't say, are you a dude? I don't want to see your private photos if you're a dude. I mean, if you're a chick, there's probably a good chance you're not the private photos I want to see either. But anyway, we'll just have you reported and kicked out of there and all that stuff. I got to make some mods so those people can come in with ninja swords and start slashing you up. So yeah, uranium, yeah. Nothing to look at right this second. I mean, I think we need a little more nuclear war type bullshit before we talk about that. Let's look. No, not that one. No. I'm going to show you. Here we go. There we go. We're going back to MMAT because I love it. I think we still have so much further to go. It has ripped. It has ripped this month. I posted this maybe a month and a half ago. We got on top of the 200-day moving average, tested its support. So we had a break, hook, and go. That's what we did. Just boom. And then now we've broke the $2 mark, and we're back testing the $2 mark as support. It could get good. It could get juicy. It could get juicy. I like it. But, yeah, it's in Discord. The links are in the bottom if you're watching this when you get home or at the end of the day or late at night when you've been rejected by your loved ones and you say, hey, I'm going to go rewatch Crypto Whiskey's live stream because he has that comforting, mellow, loving voice that lulls me right to sleep and or makes me feel secure. Please go ahead. Remember to look down in the bio and stuff and sign up to the Discord link. Let's get these trade setups, man. Come on, folks. Get in that Discord. You're going to love it. It's like today's the best day that you can join Discord. Number one day. Absolutely. Today is always the number one day to join Discord and get those free trade setups. We got NFTs going around there. We're handing out some crypto projects. Lots of fun stuff going. It's only going to get better now that I'm over my sicknesses and a loss of a family member. I'm trying to get. It's a tough time of year. Tough time of year to be going through a lot of stuff with family and friends being here. It's really helped a lot, and I'm starting to get back in the groove of things. And hopefully we have a good rest of the year, and then we crush it this spring. Let's look at Meta and just see how garbage Facebook is right now. Wow, that's the 4 hour. It looks so bad. All that positive momentum, and that's it. That's all we could muster. We couldn't even close the gap. Not healthy at all. Look at the weekly. All that downside, and that's all the positive upside we could muster. Not not something that I probably want to be fanboying over right now. Look at the monthly. Oh yeah, we ain't done yet. That's why. Here we go. You're not done. Facebook, to me, I'm not going to see a turning point on Facebook until we hit $72. So I'm still believing big tech does have one more shit leg down. We bounce off this $72 mark, show it as support, then we'll start looking and possibly, turning around an uptrend. We'll go Microsoft, see what Microsoft is doing these days. Still below a long-term trend line. It's just hanging in there. It's trying to go back positive. A lot of work to do on the weekly. Still a lot of work to do to get back to a trend-changing formation. Nothing spectacular. It's just been kind of a blah the last couple of weeks with there's just not been the volatility that we need to do short day trades. Then again, we're so uneasy and just so undirectionalized on where we're going in the immediate midterm. I would rather sit out and watch the market and wait for an opportunity and then pounce on it than try to push a trade every day just so everyone can get their gambling addict out of them. Tell you what you can do. You can probably short. I'm just guessing. Look at Coinbase. Yeah. You can short Coinbase some more. That's the weekly. I mean, that's all I can say for it is, yeah, you can short it some more. I wouldn't blame you at all. Nothing about that would be like, oh, you're going against the grain. Nah, you can short the shit out of Coinbase some more. I'd probably try to continue to short Hood. I'm sure it doesn't look great either on the weekly. Let's see. Nah. We're losing that positive momentum. We probably need to come back down here and test that 672 range again and maybe double bottom, then we can reverse. All that should line up with time frames. Let's look at OXY that has been knocking on the door. Now, we had some trade setups for OXY. I want to say close to maybe that $55, $60 mark. And it has once, twice, 3 times tried its best to break that level, to bust through 72, and we just can't hardly close a candle body above it because it is such a heavy, heavy zone. But if we get above it, typically we'll run to the next one. So I think oil and gas is still okay. I don't think it getting better anytime soon. Yeah, the daily, the weekly, it's just all kind of still knocking on that door. We'll probably get some real directional push the next Fed crybaby meeting that comes out and talks craziness. But that's it. That's what we're looking at. Anything else anybody wants to see that's great, I'd be glad to take a look at it for you. If not, go to Discord. We're looking constantly. But that's it. I mean, that's all the highlights of today and the markets of today. It is what it is. There's nothing spectacular. Even when you're up 400 points, there's still just like nothing mind blowing. I mean, what are you supposed to do? What on my watch list? We had some 1%. NVIDIA up 4.5%, almost 5%. I mean, that's it. 4 or 5% on one or two things. Nothing spectacular. But I want to thank everyone who showed up, even the sexfine.biz spammer here. I want to appreciate, thanks for showing up. Hopefully you were listening. Thanks for coming by. Continue to watch my videos. I'm going to get out some more educational content real soon. Just upgraded the computer so we can get some more cool stuff doing on the stream for you. But please like, subscribe, tick the little bell so you get notifications when I go live. look into our Discord, free trial when you sign up, and it's only $5 a month after that for trade setup after trade setup after trade setup.